In 2020, Slack filed a complaint with the EU Commission citing anti-competitive behavior from Microsoft based on the way that they were going to market with their Slack competitor, Microsoft Teams. Well, 4 years later, Microsoft is finally buckling to the powers that be, and they are decoupling their Microsoft bundle. The great irony here, of course, is that since that original complaint, Slack has been acquired by Salesforce, where it now comfortably sits next to other enterprise applications that can all bundle together to form a competitive advantage. The very thing they were complaining about to begin with. What's up, everybody? It is Licensing Lab here. We're excited to give you another video. Today we are going to talk about the great uncoupling of Microsoft Teams. Have you seen this? Have you come across this? Has anybody been talking about it in your circles? It might have flown under the radar, but it could affect your business, so we thought we'd make a quick video about it. Now, I'm personally very intrigued by how our government organizations are going to keep up with the fast-paced innovation of the private sector, but this is not a political show. This is a licensing show. So, what does the great uncoupling of Teams from the Microsoft 365 bundle mean for you? Well, it depends on your situation, but we're going to cover some of the basics and then go through some scenarios to hopefully illustrate a way that this is going to actually come into reality for a lot of companies out there. It might not be your exact situation, but we encourage you to ask your particular Microsoft partner for advice on your situation specifically. But this video should give you a good jumping off point. So, prior to this uncoupling, Microsoft 365 E3, one of the most popular bundles that Microsoft sells, included Microsoft Teams, and this cost about $36 per user per month. Now, it's going to cost $33.75. So, it's cheaper if you don't use Teams. Sweet. If you do use Teams, you are now going to have to buy a Teams add-on for $5.25. So if you add those up, you get a grand total of $39 per user per month. That is a fresh $3 per user per month more than you were paying previously for the same thing. So is this good or bad? Of course, it depends on your situation. If you don't use Teams, this is actually really great. You don't have to pay for it anymore. You can just pay that new $33.75 price and continue using whatever other unified communications you use at your company. But if you do use Teams, which you might have adopted since they rolled it out and we're giving it away with the rest of the bundle, you're going to have to pay that extra uplift. So how and when are these changes going to start impacting things? Well, if you're an existing customer, you should be able to live out the rest of the term of your current agreement until the end of it without any changes. You're usually locked in. Take a look at your particular situation, ask your partner. If you're in a CSP agreement, you may see some changes when your anniversary comes up, so be on the lookout. Make sure to talk to your reseller about this change when you're up for your renewal. If you're on an EA, the bundle should already be in your customer price sheet or CPS. So take a look at that. That's the price that you're already paying. Could be better than that $36 a month to begin with. When your renewal comes up, you're going to want to negotiate how you're going to either renew that or buy under this new model. But you'll probably have the option. Let's look at some scenarios to further illustrate how this is going to go down and maybe give you a better picture of what this all means in practical terms. Scenario 1. You're on an enterprise agreement, but your renewal's coming up, and you want to be savvy and you want to be aware of this and you want to make sure you're doing the right thing. The good news is that it sounds like you're in luck. The current guidance from Microsoft is that companies in an EA can continue to use, upgrade, top up, and renew licenses as usual under that previous licensing model where Teams is bundled. Scenario 2, you're buying your Microsoft licenses through a CSP or cloud solution provider. This is a little bit more nuanced. Microsoft is giving partners through June 30th of this year to continue selling Teams bundled with M365 E3. That being said, any licenses you buy through your CSP after June 30th must be purchased under this new model. So you have to buy the base M365 E3 for $33.75 plus the Teams add-on for $5.25. Scenario 3, you're buying through some other program like Open Value or MPSA. I don't know how this happened, but everything we're seeing from Microsoft shows that these programs are not subject to these changes. So for now, you can proceed as usual. You might want to look into buying your M365 through another program. MPSA is usually not the best fit for subscriptions. but that's another video. Scenario 4. You have an EA now, but you've been looking at CSP, and we're thinking about going that direction in your next renewal. Unfortunately, people in this situation are going to have to rebuy new licenses under the new model when they let their EA lapse. Now, there's a lot that goes into the decision to move to or from an EA, so don't let this be your deciding factor, but it's worth knowing. Scenario 5, the reverse. You've been on a CSP for years, you're thinking about finally taking the plunge to the big ol' enterprise agreement. Well, the good news is that Microsoft has indicated that they're going to continue to make the Teams bundled suites available to their EA customers via their customer price sheet, or CPS. This is also going to probably include customized pricing. So this could be the year to do it if you're a Teams user. But there are a lot of things to consider when moving to or from an EA, so don't let this make your decision for you. That's all I've got for this one. Hopefully that gets you up to speed with these Teams changes. It's not a huge thing, but it is pretty topical. Tell us what you think, and see you in the next one.